This is IGN. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan can make a great horror film too. This is your IGN review of Sinners by Eric Goldman. After proving he's one of the best there is at directing a boxing film and a superhero movie, Ryan Coogler tries his hand at horror with the vampire period piece Sinners. And guess what? It turns out he's great at that genre too. Coogler's first film since 2022's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever takes its time getting to its supernatural side. Outside of a quick intro, it's a solid 40 minutes or so before the vampire idea begins to creep into the proceedings. But that doesn't mean the setup for identical twins Smoke and Stack's homecoming isn't compelling in its own right. The brothers, both played by Coogler's frequent star and collaborator Michael B. Jordan, and those they encounter in the town of Clarksdale, Mississippi circa 1932, are all characters worth investing in, including their cousin Sammy, played by Miles Caton, and two women who have a history with Smoke and Stack, Mary, played by Haley Steinfeld, and Annie, played by Wunmi Mosaku. As we meet these characters and see all the busy work that needs to be done to open the juke joint that brought Smoke and Stack back to Clarksdale, Coogler is setting the scene and continually proving it's a scene well worth taking in. And when the vampires finally strike, they're awesome too, and well worth the wait. They're sufficiently creepy and bloodthirsty, but Coogler also leans hard into the idea that vampires, in many cases, are depicted as seductive sexual creatures, and there's an allure to joining their undead ranks. The vampires of Sinners share something of a hive mind. Amid all the racism and other senseless reasons humans turn on each other for, which Smoke, Stack, and their loved ones are especially familiar with given where they live, here is a society that moved beyond such petty hatred. If you're a vampire, you're accepted, regardless of your skin color. You only need to watch out if you're not one. Even though we know the monsters are coming eventually, Sinners plays out as the kind of rug-pulling genre shift that can be both disorienting and incredibly exciting. Its plot loosely shares a lot with another vampires show up halfway in movie, From Dusk Till Dawn. What makes Sinners such a success, though, is that the first half absolutely gives the second half's scary and sad events even more weight and consequences. Once you care about these people, it's all the more terrible to watch some of them get taken down by a vampire's bite. Sinners has music flowing through its veins, starting with the blues that Sammy and respected local musician Delta Slim, played by Delroy Lindo, are hired to perform at Smoke and Stack's place. Coogler uses this as a focal point for a larger look at how music means so much to people of all walks of life, bonding them across generations, even when they themselves don't ponder the lineage at work. Remick, played by Jack O'Connell, the charming and charismatic leader of the vampires, provides a fascinating parallel to all the amazing blues on the soundtrack. The Irish folk tunes of his ancestors factor into Sinners too, in continually bigger and bolder ways. You can't quite label this a musical. No one spontaneously breaks out into song and dance to express some unspoken desire or hidden emotion, but it is musical adjacent. Sinners offers a coda that at first feels questionable, and then threatens to make this the type of movie that overstays its welcome. But the scene proves to be incredibly stirring, ending the saga of Smoke and Stack on a highly emotional note. Like Sinners as a whole, it's a thoughtful, melancholy use of vampire lore. This is a remarkably effective take on an old mythology, filled with heart and pathos in a way that can sometimes be tricky to accomplish when you're dealing with garlic-averse creatures of the night. While Coogler has continually proven he can tackle all sorts of genres, a return to horror would be welcome after this one. Ryan Coogler enters the horror realm and nails it in Sinners, which drops vampires into a deeply personal, heartfelt, emotional, sexy, and bloody story that'll stick with you. Michael B. Jordan wows in a dual performance as twins Smoke and Stack, and other frequent Coogler collaborators like cinematographer Autumn Dorald Arkapaw and costume designer Ruth E. Carter do remarkable work bringing the brothers' world to life. Sinners also puts music to beautiful use, as we're reminded that vampirism is but one way to achieve immortality. Sinners' IGN score? 9 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on Sinners, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.